Cookie's heart is broken. Eddie's up to shenanigans and the aftermath of Andre trying to kill his parents. Plus, we have Cookie's Closet up next.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Big shoes to fill.
Are they Christian Louboutin?
I mean, or something, YSL, Fendi, something.
They better be expensive shoes.
Expensive shoes, that is the key. Welcome back. Welcome to the Empire After Show. It's episode 12, guys. Sweet Sorrow. I'm Jill Munroe, and tonight it's just the two of us. Just me and Zack. We are here to let you in on all the shenanigans from Empire. Zack, how you been?
I've been good.
You been
Feeling
good?
this jam. I didn't like it on the show, but I like it on our after show.
You feeling it?
I think it's you, Jill. You're
Is
bringing
it
out.
me?
You're
I
bringing
think it's
out
the
the
lights.
essence.
It is
and
the lights.
And
It is the lights.
These jazzy new lights we got.
Yeah, I think it's that. I think it's giving us that vibe. You know.
Yes.
It does feel a little disco-y Studio 54, but you know.
It doesn't feel very Hakeem and Tiana. It doesn't feel very Takeem.
Yeah. But, you know.
But it's not bad.
It might be time for a change.
You know, maybe it's time for a change.
Tonight we have big shoes to fill because it's just the two of us.
It
but
is.
We are going to hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Real quick, what are your initial reactions for this episode?
You know, it didn't. I'm waiting for the season to pick up again. I feel like we're at that middle lull, you know, where it's dragging on a little bit. You know, like I like that we kind of saw Cookie, you know, she had her little heart attack and we saw her kind of struggle a bit, but like the whole episode was like her just in bed the entire time.
Right.
And I'm like, give me a little more. Let me, you know, throw in some Takeem drama. Give me some, you know, some other characters if you like, just don't fill the whole episode with Cookie, you know, complaining about not having her phone in bed.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's being set up for a lot of action later on down the line, and these are just kind of the necessary moments.
Yeah.
But it did feel
Going
a little
through the
slow.
motions.
So let's start up with our first topic, Cookie. Cookie had a heart attack. 47 years old, stress and diet. Now, the thing that I will say that rang true is that that is something that women generally overlook their health. They ignore signs.
Too busy taking care of everybody else.
Yeah, and so I think that that is a hallmark from. How long has Cookie been out of jail and home? I remember last season we were talking about this, and they said that it had been about 6 months. Sometimes I wonder, like, how long.
We know she was there 17 years because we hear it every episode. But yeah, like how long has she been
home?
out?
Like how?
I mean, it's like at least been over a year.
Okay.
Like well
We're
over a year.
We're over a year. So
But like I didn't like I don't want to see the Cookie crumble.
right.
I want to see the Cookie strong and like running the show.
I will tell you what I did like about Cookie being taken out momentarily. We got to see everyone not worry about themselves and be as selfish as we've seen them. And I love Carol and Candace when they
Yes.
come on. The
Yes.
three of them.
I love it.
Yes, I love the witty comebacks. Now, we both were shocked when we were listening and, you know, as Cookie's laid up. We never talked about Cookie's mom.
No, all we ever heard about was her dad, and she loved and respected her dad. And now that we're kind of hearing about the mom, makes me think that we're gonna see her make an appearance soon.
Who do you think would make a good Cookie's mom?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm interested to see who they pull together because, you know, Jennifer Lewis, has she been on?
No.
No, I mean, but you know, that might be overdone. We see her on Blackish. I don't know. I'm excited. I think you're right. I think we're going to see an appearance from Cookie's mom, and we are going to be shocked. And we'll finally find out what went wrong in that relationship, why she left the girls.
And see if like how that affected her now. Like we see how much her dad and Lucius, how the men have affected her and you know, made her the tough Cookie that she is now. But you know, I'll be curious to see what resentment she holds against her mom and how that plays a role into how she's a mother.
So, okay, while we're talking about Cookie and her being bedridden, do you think that Empire needs her? Not that it doesn't need, we know it needs her, but as much as she believed that
I think it's
does.
the opposite. I think she needs Empire more than Empire needs her. I think she's
okay.
such. I think she's a very crucial part of Empire. But we also saw that like Empire made it 17 years while she was in prison. Like she is such an influential force, and I think she can help it keep growing. But I definitely think she needs it more than it needs her.
So it's the provider center, or do you think that it's just she still hasn't learned, even though we saw bits of it with Angelo when that was developing before, he went crazy and now he's dead. Do you think it's just that she doesn't have anything else to do because she doesn't know how to relax? She was in jail for
Yeah.
17 years. She doesn't have any hobbies. She
Yeah.
hasn't even taken a vacation. Like, Cookie, do you don't want to hit the beach?
No, I think that's exactly what I think this is her whole life, and it's not just a company or a business, it's also her family, and her family's her whole life. So I think, I don't think, I mean, what would Cookie do without Empire?
Yeah, I don't know.
Getting her nails done, like taking vacations, like that's not Cookie. Cookie is business. Cookie runs the show. Cookie loves music, and like it's in her blood, and those are two things she's very passionate about, her music and her family. And I don't think, and Lucius is a big part of Empire.
I wonder what Maria would tell Cookie to do.
I think Maria Menounos would have some really good advice for her.
You think?
Yes, and if our viewers or our listeners need some advice, if they want to have fun, learn, and grow in all areas of their lives, then we've got a podcast for them. It's called Conversations with Maria Menounos, Podcast Edition, and it's hosted by our AfterBuzz TV founder and drops every Friday on iTunes. So mark your iCal. Conversations with Maria Menounos features celebrity and influencer interviews, along with secrets and tips on how to be better in all aspects of your life, from health and wellness to career, relationships, finances, and more. Let our Maria be the big sister you've always wanted. Just go to iTunes and subscribe to Conversations with Maria Menounos for free. Be sure to rate and comment, and when you do, let Maria know that it was us who sent you there. The Empire After Show panel, Jill, Abigail, and Zack. The three of us love Maria, and we want to share the love with you guys as well. So check out Conversations with Maria Menounos, Podcast Edition. Go subscribe and let her know you love her.
Yeah. So let's switch gears for a minute because this kind of has something to do with Cookie and her involving Empire. We know the whole reason why Eddie was brought to Empire was because Lucius was recovering from the bomb.
Right.
Cookie needed help managing it. She wanted someone that she could trust.
Well, she didn't need help.
Well,
He inserted himself into like wanting, like there was this whole like, you need a man to help you run this.
true. And I think too, Lucius unknowingly brought Eddie back into the fold by showing up at his daughter's wedding. So Dwight. That was Dwight. That wasn't
was
Lucius.
Dwight.
So, okay, so Eddie's trying to take over. We learn a little bit more about him. We meet another one of his wives, Celeste, who's more refined and polished.
I
And
loved
not
her outfit.
I know, the winter white with
I was
the
like, I want that
trench.
to be in the Cookie's closet. I was
mean,
feeling it.
what? Yes, and we had a little sneak guest appearance from Lupe Fiasco, who has been making some weird statements on Twitter. We won't even bother with that because it was just a moment in the episode. I don't understand how Lupe would have enough money to buy that penthouse, but go on.
Yeah, it was a very elaborate penthouse. The view, the glass walls, it was very extravagant.
So we learned that Eddie and his third ex-wife, which is played by Nicole Ari Parker, the ratchet one, as Lupe termed it, and Celeste, are into it with some very bad people, and they owe a lot of money. I'm just wondering, what are they into, and what could he owe money for? It doesn't seem to be drugs.
Yeah,
He was retired from the business.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they seem like maybe like the money laundering type. Like they, like shady. I don't know. I don't see it being drugs. I don't see it being like weapons. Like I don't know what they could possibly have done. Like, I mean, I look at them and I'm like, tax evasion? Like what is it that they've been doing that's so illegal that now they're dealing with these shady people?
I know. One thing I am curious about when I think about the Patel deal, did Eddie think that he was going to? I mean, we saw mention of it a little bit later in the episode when Andre pointed out that there really wasn't a reason for Eddie to need the complete numbers of the company. Did Eddie think he was going to fool Cookie and Lucius into selling the company? Did he think he was going to be able to mask it, or was he just going to try and do it and, worry about it later?
I think he thought that he was going to come into this, and with Lucius dealing with his Lucius Dwight thing, there was just so much going on with the family that I think he thought that he was going to be able to pull this off. He thought that they trusted him so much to kind of run things that he was going to be able to get away with it because the family was so caught up in their own drama and mess.
And you know what's interesting to me? One minute he's the best thing for Tiana and he's leading her into a new area, and the next he can't get her to perform or do anything. I mean, I guess that's kind of the ups and downs of dealing with an artist.
Right.
But Tiana seems pretty focused and straightforward right now. So, is he losing his touch? I just thought that was an interesting thing that...
I don't think his priorities are right. I don't think his priority is really... Right now, his priority is trying to... I think he's in he's in hot water, and he needs to find a way to make up the money to owe these shady people that we hear about. We don't know who they are, what their involvement is, but I think his priority, he has tunnel vision, and he's focusing on all of the wrong things, and that's why he can't really be a talent to the talent at the company.
I think his priorities are women, because we saw last week with the ex-boo, he was at the table getting it popping.
Yeah.
He's giving Celeste top of the line champagne that was her favorite. She's obviously more refined and in some ways more expensive than the other characters. So he seems to let that distract him in trying to charm them, or maybe he's just trying to get out of, alimony or something like that.
Yeah, I think his priorities are off. Like, if he were to bank in where his talent is, he would probably do a better job.
Focusing on the music. Speaking of music, which is kind of an interesting segue, but not, you guys know that we are also available for you to download on iTunes. So if you can't get to YouTube to watch the video, make sure that you're checking on iTunes, download us, leave us 5 stars in the review. That's really important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you are catching us on YouTube, thumbs up. We appreciate that each and every time. We just want to thank you guys for always checking us out. That's just a little reminder so that, you give us that little extra boost. We feed you, you feed us. That's what you call a reciprocal relationship, kids.
That's right. Takes 2 to tango.
All right, now let's talk about one of my other favorite things so far this season in this episode, the aftermath of Andre. So at the start of the episode, we see everybody's like, Andre, get out of here, go home, as if he had anything to do with Cookie's, heart attack and outburst. But I guess when you try and kill your parents, it's kind of hard to get past that.
Yeah, I mean, I was really kind of taken aback by Lucius saying, like, well, look, you got isn't this what you wanted? You wanted to hurt your mama. And he's just like, no. And like from the very beginning, he made it very clear. He never wanted to hurt his mom. He always wanted to just hurt his dad. He wanted to just end his dad. He wanted to just take him out. But, Cookie was just soon fell into the mess and was soon to be collateral damage. And ultimately he didn't take out his whole dad. He just took out his leg. He partially executed that. And I don't think he ever wants to hurt Cookie. I don't think he ever wants to see her in the bed or like having a heart attack. Like, he loves his mama.
We saw Hakeem mention prayer that he prays every night with Bella. So are we continuing to see the maturation of Hakeem, or are these just quick little moments and really somewhere down in there the wild child is still there? Or has Jamal actually replaced Hakeem as the wild one?
Hakeem. I think Jamal has replaced Hakeem. I think Hakeem has settled down. I think Hakeem has to settle down. He sees both of his brothers kind of escalating, and normally, you can't have 3 of them be like, normally one of them's like, okay, I need to get my stuff together a little bit. I'm sad that we haven't seen Bella, though.
I know.
Is she going to be gone like Nessa and all the other characters that
Where's
just seem to disappear?
Kitty?
Boo Boo Kitty. Oh yeah, we haven't even
No.
heard mention of her.
Anika's
Interesting.
somewhere in the wind. Okay, let's talk about Shine and Andre's conversation. Because I, for one, am wondering why Andre decided that he wants to cover for Shine. I love Shine. I don't want Shine to go anyplace. Shine is highly entertaining. But I thought it was interesting that Andre said your slate is wiped clean.
Leverage.
Leverage. Indeed.
I mean, he holds a big secret over him. When you hold that big secret, like you hold power, and hey, I scratch your back, and eventually you're gonna need to scratch mine.
How do you think Shine's going to respond? Do you think Shine trusts that? Do you think that he is going to try and still take somebody out?
I think Shine is a survivor, and he knows that right now he's in the clear, and so he's just gonna, trust that for now. I don't think he's going to trust it ultimately. I think he's in the back of his mind, he's going to be thinking of a way to make sure this doesn't come back to bite him in the end. But I think, he's in survival mode, and he's like, right now, I'm okay. Right now, my slate is clean. So I'm just going to be okay with it right now.
Right now.
But I don't think this is the end of it.
Rarely. Okay. So.
What do you think?
I think that something is going to go down. I really don't see Shine making it out of this season alive or just unscathed, because then he just goes to the outskirts. I feel like he's too much of a wild card at times. He's contained, but he's still Shine, and he still wants his position in the music industry. And so I think he's just trying to figure out how he can take over, or hoping maybe they'll all take each other out.
Yep, and I think keeping Shine secret as leverage for Andre, I think there's probably a plan that we're going to see come to fruition where he's going to, re-engage Shine. We're going to probably see them working together again.
Like that. So we want to take a poll, you guys. Make sure that you are hitting us up on social media everywhere. We'll give you our social handles again later. But we want to know what you thought the oh my God moment of the episode was. So we have three that we were looking to. The first was Lucius telling Jesus or God that he would destroy him if he took Cookie away.
I mean, that was a very powerful statement. I know like in real life, we have like Kanye who like compares himself and he considers himself Jesus. Like I see that narcissism. Yeah. Hove. I see the narcissism within some of the rappers in real life. So I can understand, Lucius thinking he's the equivalent.
To go to the hospital chapel.
But to go to the hospital chapel and like threaten Jesus, like it's one thing to think like, you're like Jesus or you're Jesus-esque, but like then to actually threaten Jesus and, in Jesus's home, his hospital Airbnb, like
right.
It's a pretty powerful statement.
So next, Becky telling J Papa she was pregnant after saying that it was a private matter that she was going to keep to herself. Poor Becky.
So I predicted that this wasn't going to be brushed under the rug and we were really going to see this develop. I mean, and now we're the fourth episode in, and I think my predictions might come true.
You think she's going to have it?
No, I don't think she's going to have it, but I definitely think this is going to be the season-long storyline for her, and we're going to see her struggle with this a little more. Whereas at the top of the episode, we saw that she was definitely confident in having an abortion, and now that she's told him, I think now she's going to be a little more conflicted. And I don't know if she's actually going to go through with it, but I think we're going to see a bit more of that struggle with her.
I mean, she's definitely on her boss bee stuff, running meetings, trying to get Jamal in order. And speaking of Jamal, that is our third oh my God moment of the night. Jamal's breakdown. Jamal's been through so much. I know he has PTSD. I know he does.
He does. And like we need to see a therapist. We need to work on these issues. I think he does need anger management. I think he needs a haircut and a good shave.
You don't like Scruffy Jamal?
I like Scruffy Jamal, but now it's sloppy Scruffy Jamal.
Oh, okay,
I don't mind a little scruff. I don't mind if the hair's grown out just a little bit, but now it's just it's sloppy.
He doesn't look like he's taking care of himself.
He doesn't look like he's taking care of himself or taking pride in himself. Whereas normally we see him a little more polished, and he looks hot normally. But like now we're just seeing him rugged and like dealing with damage.
So what I mean, because now he's obviously like, I'm free, bump this music career, bump this squeaky clean image. Jamal's music was very save the world, heal, bring us all together. And now he seems like he's on the rebellious tip,
Yeah.
almost like he wants to take over Hakeem's spot.
Yeah. And I think we're going to see, I think he's going to need to go through that. He's going to need to have that teenage rebellious phase where, he's going to want to challenge all of the things that he previously thought he believed in, which I think will eventually lead him to coming around full circle and being a more powerful force, with his kumbaya.
What did you think of the interview? Because I personally thought, I know that they were trying to do damage control and to get him to apologize, but you could have released a statement.
Yeah.
Having him go on GMA and you clearly see he's not together just seemed faulty to me.
Too soon to be putting him on with Robin. And she was really pushing it. I liked how she had her iPad and she's like playing the video and she was like really, really pushing at him. And like, look, if you're a good PR agency, you're going to know like that's obviously what they're going to do, especially if this is his first interview. And I think it was just too soon.
When Becky was whispering his lines to him, I'm like, so nobody else in the studio can hear that? I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
Not that she was helping, but just that she was helping out loud and everyone's around. So
yeah,
okay,
and if he could hear her from behind the camera, then
You know what I instantly thought about with this interview setup? That's real life. Remember when Chris Brown went on GMA and he broke the window and flipped out
my God,
in the dressing room? I'm like, this looks familiar. Familiar for Robin. Like real life, she's been there. I love Robin Roberts.
I like her. I think she's a good interviewer.
Yeah, so I feel bad for Jamal. I'm glad though that we haven't seen him wander off and take a drink.
Yeah.
Or get any pills because, a couple seasons ago he was digging in pipes to get pills.
I wonder what's going to become his new drug though.
Yeah, because if it wasn't men, music, alcohol and pills, now he has vices.
He needs something. Yeah, he's in that phase where you go through that struggle where you need some type of, or not need, but you feel like you need some type of either substance or distraction to feel the void and that ugly emptiness that you feel inside. And he's obviously not channeling it in his music, and he's not doing drugs or drinking. So I'm curious to see how that develops.
All plays out. Okay, so just for a second, let's venture off. We talked briefly at the top how Tiana and Hakeem, that song, Big Shoes, didn't really fit them. But their vibe together, they always look really good together.
They do.
Interact really good together. Do we think ultimately Hakeem will rise again?
Yeah. I think so. I hope so. Actually, let me stop myself. I like them together. I like their chemistry. I think she would be really good for him endgame. But to be honest, I think right now I really want to see her single and independent and focusing on her music. I don't want to see her dating Hakeem. Again, I like them as endgame, but I don't like them. I want her to I think he needs to focus on Bella and keep, focusing on himself. And we see him maturing as we have in the past few episodes. And I think they just need some time apart.
Do you think that because of everything that's going on with Eddie and Tiana's kind of attached to him that she's going to be collateral damage in all of this? Or do you think that we're just not even going to focus on that part and it's just
I think that's a big possibility.
Because, they connected them together. I know that this episode we didn't really see him manipulating her like we did last week, but I feel like that is something that we're going to visit further later on.
I think she can definitely become collateral damage, but I think her saving grace will end up being Hakeem. He will, it's his family's company. He has clout there. I think he'll ultimately end up saving her, bringing her back, and I don't know.
It's a good thing. Really quick, we don't have the chat pulled up tonight, but usually we do, and you guys are in there like before we even go on air. So we just want to shout you guys out.
Let me pull it up right now.
But we do want to shout you guys out and thank you for always
Yes.
listening, checking in,
Commenting.
tweeting us, commenting. Someone hit me up on, I'm trying to see who it was. They hit me up tonight on Twitter talking about this episode. So we appreciate that. And you guys got to keep at that because it's almost spring, Queen of Regal. So shout out to you. She said Lucius is going to get struck down by lightning with that chapel pit stop, not playing those games. So you guys are on it. We appreciate that. So keep hitting us up, with your comments. So now we're going to go on to my new favorite segment.
Yes.
Fashion, darling. Fashion. So we're talking about Cookie's Closet, which we said every week we're going to pick out some outfits that we feel like are so flawless, so fly from previous episodes and just give you some deets. So last week, Cookie was a dream, fur, white fur tips. I'm sorry, PETA, maybe it's faux. Okay. So, don't kill us. White boots, which I love, and a red blouse. So first of all, shout out to the costume designer on Empire. His name is, oh God, I just blanked on his name. Hold on, I'm going to get it for you. But I just want to point out that Cookie's top and boots were Balenciaga, baby.
They look like Balenciaga.
Her pants were Chanel.
For it.
And her bag was Alexander Wang. Cookie always brings the heat. I love it. She has attitude. And white boots were really big this season. I personally have a pair, so does Abigail, and we burnt them out. So I'm feeling a little Cookie-esque in my life.
Yes.
I like that move.
I love the white boots. Again, very on trend, especially I like the contrast with the black pants. And I love the fur. Like, I just love when she does the fur, and I'm digging like the sleek short wig. Like, she is really giving me all the looks right now, all the trends.
Yeah, Fleur is so glamorous. I mean, it could be faux fur. Faux fur.
Faux fur.
And still be glamorous. Next up, we have to talk about Tiana's look. Now, Tiana gave us lots of fur details we're seeing in this. I like the pops of pink.
But it's subtle fur. It's subtle fur, which can, like, sometimes I feel like the fur's overdone, and I've even seen Cookie do it sometimes. Look, I like fur when it's like a very nice trench coat or like a fur coat that like kind of is the outfit. But sometimes outside of it being a coat, like I feel like the fur can be overdone. Whereas I really like that the fur is very subtle here. And it's like a little pop of pink. We have a little bit of a pop of color. It's black and white. It's sleek. I love it.
And we made
love
sure
it.
Yeah, we made sure to include all the designers that were tagged on this. The costume designer for Empire is Paolo Lindu. So shout out to you. You do an amazing job.
Paolo.
And our last look of the week is from Becky, which I love. So I love anything gold and sparkly, silver, sparkly. I love sparkles. That is my thing. And I think the fact that we can show Becky being a little sexy, in her element, but she's a plus size figure, still looking really classy, and they don't put her in anything. It's still shape fitting. It shows that she has curves and they're appealing. I appreciate that. So the plus size line she's rocking is Eloquy.
Okay.
And you can get those deets on Paolo's Instagram.
Oh, Paolo has an Instagram.
He does. I had to go research because I wanted to know who the designers were. And I'm digging that look. I like when we can give glamour to
I think this is my least favorite look of
Becky.
the three.
Oh, yeah.
And on Becky.
Really? What would you? How would you dress her?
I like her. I like the fit. I don't know. There's something about it that just, like, I think she's worn, and I think she looks great, and I think this is a great dress. It's just not my favorite Becky look.
Okay.
I feel like I've seen her wear like a really nice, sleek black similar. I like when she does sexy. I like when she does the fitted dresses, and she really can rock it. I don't know, something about this. Maybe it's the color. I think maybe I would have liked it in a gold, or I don't know. This, I think, was just my favorite look of the three. And I think I've seen her look better on the show. But I mean, it's still a great look. I think she's still killing it.
Okay. Well, tell us what your favorite looks are. If you have looks that you want us to feature, same thing, hit us up on all of our social medias, which, we'll get into in a second. But importantly, predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz
Ooh, I like the way my hair is looking with these lights.
The lights, honey, the lights. I love it.
Yes.
So, any predictions?
Yes, I think, like I mentioned earlier, I think we're going to see Becky struggle with this pregnancy a little bit more and feel conflicted, especially now that Bay has found out that she's pregnant, and he's very religious and very Christian. And, you know, I don't think he is pro-abortion. I don't think he is pro-choice. I'm curious to see how that plays out, and I think that's going to drag out a little more. I think we are going to see more of Cookie's mom, or at least we're going to get one solid episode and kind of get into that history. And I think Andre has something up his sleeve.
I was going to mention Andre too, because the thing that I'm curious about with him is he is handling the backlash and so forth very well. And we know he's the strong one. He always handles the other side, but I'm
like his
curious.
mama.
Yeah. I'm curious if he's going to get tired of them, even though he was wrong, if he's going to get tired of them. Like, yeah, Andre, go away. Yeah. What are you doing here? Yeah. You can't have an opinion. I feel like that's going to cause him to crack. And maybe this time, he may not physically try and take one of his family members out, but I feel like some more moves are going to be made.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely seen the lengths he's willing to go to. And we definitely know that he has a history with mental health, which has come into play with a lot of his, screwing with his rationale with making certain decisions. And he's a very cutthroat businessman. I think that combination is very, very dangerous.
And I also think that we're about to see some wild things from Jamal. And we've seen some wild things from him. But one thing that I have taken notice of is that, I guess we're only, 2 or 3 episodes in. So there's always time for Jamal to get a new boo. But Nobu, high anxiety, PTSD.
Nobu's a good restaurant.
Nobu
I like the sushi.
Excellent. I like the fruit-infused sake. But I'm just curious to see how Bad Boy Jamal, plays itself out this time.
I agree. I want to, especially because like we were talking about earlier, he hasn't dabbled into drugs or drinking. So, and he's obviously rejecting music at the moment. So I'm curious to see how it develops and like what's going to become his new vice. And is this going to help him create? Yeah, I definitely see that being a thing. But is this going to help him create new music? Is he going to create like more of a rap album? Is he going to completely abolish music? Like, he comes from rap royalty. Like, he needs to.
I know. Is he going to be in a dark room trying to figure it out, drastically change his appearance? I just think that something major.
Yep.
Not that there isn't always something major happening, but something major is going to happen with Jamal that's going to be like a 180.
Yeah, and I think that'll be our season climax.
Oh,
Jamal will be the
okay.
season climax.
Well, guys. There's a lot going on.
There is.
So next week, make sure that you are back here, same time, same bat channel, checking us out. Don't forget to leave us 5 stars on iTunes, thumbs up on YouTube. And we will be back with more next week. Don't forget that I am at Stiletto Jill if you want to hit me up with comments, photos, any of that. And Zach, where can they find you?
You guys can follow me at Just Plain Zach. I'm Zach Peter. Thank you for watching, and keep leaving awesome comments. We have so many good. Can we shout out a couple?
Yes.
Khaled A. A lot of people are talking about Eddie and his wife. They think he's creepy with Tiana. A lot of people. Thank you, Silver Watcher, Xavier Jones. Lots of good deets. So thank you. Keep commenting and joining the conversation with us.
We're going to jump in the YouTube comments too. So thanks for checking us out. Make sure you're back here next week. We appreciate you. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.